Hello and welcome to this video where we'll go into using matplotlib and bar charts to make data storytelling. So you'll see that we'll create a very simple bar chart for exploratory reason in the beginning, and then we'll build upon it and apply the storytelling principles in order to clean the visual up and remove clutter and make use of contrast, color sparingly, etc., etc., and to create visuals that are for explanatory reasons. So then we have explanatory data analysis, and this is then later used for presentation for the business stakeholders. So let's move on to Visual Studio Code and we'll code this out. So here I'm in Visual Studio Code and I will use the same dataset as I'm using throughout this series, and I will leave a link below so that you can watch the dataset, but it's basically this one. So Norway new car sales by make. And I also have a figures folder here so that we will later on save the different figures so that you can see the progressions. So let's start UV-VNV to create a virtual environment and then activate it, source.venbin activate, UV pip install, ipykernel, matplotlib, pandas and DuckDB. Yes, that should be enough. So let's continue now with creating a Jupyter notebook. So let's create here storytelling underscore bar.ipnb. Okay, and we'll choose the kernel python.venv. And here is data storytelling using matplotlib bar chart. Okay, we change this to Python. Okay, so now we can start here. So we import pandas, import panda id, and we import duckdb, and then we do from constant import different colors. So I will have a constants here, constants.py, and here I'll just copy and paste from my lecture notes. So here you have different shades of gray, you have one shade of blue. We could choose other colors as well, but these are just the ones that I have chosen for simplicity. One thing to notice that I've chosen blue for simplicity, but for example, if your company has other color or as their usual color, then you choose that one. And for example, if they have green, you could choose green as the main primary color. If they have red, you can choose red as your primary color. So it's up to you. And then I combine it with several shades of gray in order to show the contrast. So I'll import gray 1, gray 2, gray 3, and I'll choose my blue 1. Okay, let's now create. Okay, so let's read the data. df equals pd.read csv. We'll go into data / Norway. I'll just copy this one, paste it here. df.head. Okay. First time it takes a little bit longer time. Okay, perfect. We have year, month, make, quantity. So let's do this. So df quantity brand. I want to pick out the quantities I want. So duckdb, query, select, make as brand. And I want to select quantity from, let's say, from df. And I run this one. df quantity brand, like this. We do .df method. Okay, so we have brand and then we have quantity, but this will repeat itself because we have several years. So what I want to do is I want to group by the make actually. So group by make. And then I want to sum the quantity as quantity like this. So what we need to do is to make it matter. So order by, let's see, quantity I want. I order by quantity. And I want to have descending. So I have Volkswagen has most, then Toyota, then Volvo. Okay, so this is quite good, but I want to have dot reset dot set index as brand. So then the brand is my index now. And I'll have brand dot head here. I don't want to show all of them. Okay. And also, like from here, I could create a bar chart very simply, like df quantity brand dot plot kind equals to bar. Okay, so now I have my first bar chart. And what we can see is that, okay, this is good for exploratory, but not good for explanatory, right? So we have a few brands that have most of the market share, and the other ones don't have much, right? And okay, that makes sense. So then we'll just focus on a few of them. We can focus on the top 10, for example. So this one, if you want to save it, you could do like this, x equals that one, fig equals x.getFigure, and then you do fig.save fig, and you go into figure / what do we call it? We can call it bars eda.png, and let's see, bars eda figures, right? Because then it goes into figures here, and you can see, yeah, it's chop off. So what you want to do is you, before saving, fig.type layout. Okay, run this one, and then you look into your bars, and it looks fine, even though it is very ugly, but everything fits. Okay, so let's clean this up. So what I should do first is that I will remove this terminal. It's disturbing. I'll save this one. I will pick out the bars top EDA. Bars top, or we can say top brands. Top brands. And then I will call it df quantity brand equals to df quantity brand dot iloc colon 10. Okay. And here we can also add, let's see, total equals to number of cars or cars sold in Norway between 2000. X label, Y label equals number of costs. Okay. Good. So now we have something now we have a visual that we will clean up. So now it's time to apply data storytelling. Data storytelling on bar. Okay. So for simplicity, I will copy this as well. So I don't need this first one because we've already defined the top 10, right? So let's see, I'll call this brands story 1, I'll call it. You can create several stories. If I run it one, it looks the same because we haven't done anything to it yet. But let's do some things that we want. And this is quite interesting what you can do. Actually, I will keep it. I will do like this. So here's my plot. I will make it into, because we have so many bars and the labels are quite long. Then the problem is that I will have a very long graph, but however, I will try to have a horizontal bar chart instead. So instead of bar, I'll have bar H, and it looks like this. And I don't like that the order is different, but that is because the first row will be in the bottom. That is how bar H is designed. So what you do is that you invert it. So you do like this. Invert y-axis. Perfect. Now you can see that the top is Volkswagen, then Toyota, then Volvo. And I will actually make a story about Volvo because in Sweden, Volvo has, and from where I'm from, Volvo has been very strong a very long time. So then I will focus on Volvo to create my story behind. So otherwise, if you're interested in another brand, you can create another type of story. So it depends really on what is your target audience. So let's do like this. So this is the plot that we have. I will change the size a little bit. Fig size equals to 8,5. So these are in inches, right? So 8,5 looks like this. And these are the things that you can play around with. So first I will remove some clutter. So I don't want the legend. So removing clutter, x.legend.remove. Okay, it's gone. Adios to that one. X.spines. I don't want the spines, the top spines and the right spine. Top. Set visible false. Okay, they are gone. What else? We want to have the left spine and bottom spine. I want to change. Or actually, when it comes to clutter, I also want to have percentage here instead of numbers. Okay, so to get percentage, let's do like this. So df percentage equals to df quantity brand of quantity divided by df quantity brand of quantity dot sum. Actually, then this one won't work. Remove this top here, because here we rewrite this df quantity brand. So I will remove this one and I will do dot, let's say dot iloc colon 10. So then my df quantity brand is still the original one. So in order for this to work, I will place this one in another code cell. So df quantity, df percentage. So now my df brand is all the brands, not just the 10 of them. You can see length 66. Okay, and then I will have df percentage of 10, I'll call it. So then I will basically just do dot iloc colon 10. df percentage top 10. Okay, so this is my top 10 df percentage. So then I will have df percentage top 10, and I'll plot this one. Okay, so good. So the unit is percentage now. So let's continue with, so we have removed some clutter. For the contrast, let's do like this. X.spines. Let's see, we have left and we have bottom. Dot set color gray 1. Okay, so now you see it becomes grayed. And I want to have my x dot tick params axis equals both. So both for the tick params in y-axis and x-axis. I want to set the colors equals to gray 1. Oh, it's too bright. It looks better. And then I will have, this is quite interesting. You can see the tick params here. The length here is disturbing this small length. So let me remove that. If I take 10, you can see, yeah, it becomes longer here, right? If I pick 20, you can see, yes, it's quite long. This is what we want to remove. This is the tick params. So I want to put it as 0. Okay, so now it's gone. And I want to do some padding now. So pad equals 5. So then I get a little bit more padding. If I do 50, you can see that everything goes further away. But I will leave it as 5, but I want the y-axis to have more padding. So then I do x at tick params. Axis equals to y. And I'll do pad equals to, let's see, 7. Yes, so it's a little bit further away. Okay. So now we have used contrast, fade the background to make it into the background, and the foreground is much clearer. However, I want to also, but I can do that a little bit later. Let's change the title a little bit. So let's work with, so we have contrast here. We can have title labels, descriptive labels. And what I want to do is like this. I want to focus on Volvo. So x.set title. And I will choose like this. All right, so Volvo is number 3 now, right? But it's quite close to Ford. So there's a risk that Ford will take over Volvo. So what can we do? So there's something called call to action. When you have a visual that you want to show someone, you want it to be that the stakeholders see that, yes, this is what we want to do based on this visual, or give them an idea. So like we want to keep Volvo in the top 3. That is the idea. So what actions do we need to take in to keep Volvo among the top 3 most popular cars in Norway? Okay, so quite long title. It's better with long than shorter ones. And I will do a little bit like, now it's in the middle, so we'll have look equals to left. So it's in the left aligned, and I don't want the original title. It's removing the original title, and you can see it's a little bit cleaner. I want to have some padding. Pad equals to 20. Okay, better. And I want to have a color. Color equals to gray 3. Okay. What else can we do? We want to divide it a little bit. And also I want Volvo to become bold. So to do that, let's divide this text. We do plus. And we do an R string for Volvo. Let's see, R string, yes. Plus. Let's see, this should be a string. Okay, it looks like nothing happened. And that's true, nothing happened. Except that we need to have space here. And we need to have space here. Okay, now it looks the same as before. But with R string, you can do something like, it's a raw string, so you can add whatever. And that means that we can add something called LaTeX to, and in LaTeX there's a way to make the text font bold. So this makes it into LaTeX. So you can see that LaTeX, then it's the font has changed. But what I want is \BF. It means bold font. So now it becomes bold. And also now it's a little bit too long. What actions do we need to take to keep Volvo among the top 3 popular cars in Norway? Yeah, we can have a question mark as well. Okay, this looks good, but then we want to also make the labels a little bit. So I don't want the number cars be there. I want to have it here, and I want it to be horizontal. I want an X label as well. So what we want to do is I will remove the Y label from here. And I will set my X label and Y label. So x.set X label. And what is my X label? It's basically percentage % of cars sold. So I made it into capital letters to make it clearer. And then I will have, I want it to be left aligned. So lock equals to left. If that works, yes, lock is left here. And let me see. the percentage. I don't want it to be 0.0. It doesn't make sense. It needs to be times 100. So I take this one times 100. Okay, better. And I want to have this in another color. So color equals to gray 3. Or actually, yeah, gray 3 or gray 2. Let me see what I like most. Okay, gray 3 looks like this. Now I'll do the same with the Y label. Y label, and here it should be the... What should the Y label be called? Car brand looks good. Location. Top maybe? Yeah, but I don't like it being vertical. It's hard to read. You need to turn around your head. Okay, so then I don't want it to be placed in top like this. I need to specify exactly where to put it. So in order to do that, we do x dot y-axis dot set label chords. And if I place it in 0 in x, comma, 1 in y, let's see where it comes. Okay, it goes here. Y label, rotation equals 0. Looks better. Okay, so then it's just a few adjustments here. So minus 0.1, maybe, too far. 0.07. Good. 0.8. Better. I want it to be placed a little bit up. So let's move it up a little bit. 1.1. Too much. 1.05. Okay. 1.02. Better. But I want it to be clear. So it should be different from these labels here. So let's change that. Y label, text, font. Let's say font weight equals bold. I'll change the X label as well. Font weight equals bold. And then I need to move the title up a little bit so that it doesn't. And actually I can move this down a little bit if it has another font weight. Yeah, now it looks clear. So I move the title up a little bit with some more padding, maybe 22. Yeah, okay. Looks good. Yes. Starting to look really good now. So what else can we do? We can remove all the colors except for Volvo. So this is meaning with using colors sparingly. So we will use color sparing. So let's do like this. I'll show you here with the code. And if I do, for example, here, gray of gray 1, then you can see we have a color for gray. And if I do this times length of the percentage top 10, then you can see we have 10 of these, right? A lot of grays. So if I do like this, colors equals to this one, and then I do colors of 2, because Volvo was in 2, right? Equals to blue. Then if I take out colors now, you can see that it became blue. So then I can do like this. Colors equal to colors. And it doesn't work. Let me see why. Because it's not called colors, it's called color. And you can see, wow, now it really looks good. Now Volvo is very clear, while the other ones are not focused at all. So the eyes of the audience will go directly towards Volvo. But this is not really finished yet. I want to emphasize on the story that we're telling. So I want to annotate it, continue. So let's do like this. So here was the descriptive labels, right? And let's do annotation to clarify annotations. And the annotation I want to make is basically quite simple. So I want to group these two together with 0.6. Yeah, it makes it a little bit thicker. That is what I want. Okay, let's annotate Volvo and let's annotate Ford as well. So in order to annotate this, I want to do x.annotate. And I will do xy equals to, you can see here, around 8. So xy equals to 8, comma, 1, 2, 3. And the text equals to curly braces. Okay. Good. Looks like that. But I want it to be a little bit bigger. Font size equals to 30. A little bit bigger. 40. Okay, so it's 40, but I will want to actually a little bit bigger, right? 45. Yeah, now it covers all. And I want to change the font. It becomes a little bit thinner. And I will choose the color equals to gray 1. It's a little bit too, gray 2 is better, so it's still showing. 8 is a little bit too far away, so 7.8. 7.5 maybe. Yeah, so they are grouped together. And now I will make another annotation. So I will copy this one. And instead of just text of curly brace, I will change this to compete for third place. We'll have a smaller font size. Maybe, let's see, 10. Don't want it to be gray at times. Gray 2, yeah, could be. And this one should be a little bit further away. So let's see. 8.5 maybe. Okay. And up a little bit, so 3.1. It goes down, so it should be other side around, 2.8. Kind of 2.7. Yes. It should be a little bit closer to show proximity, so 4. Yeah, a little bit closer. 3. Yes. So these two competes for third place. Oh, cool. I'm finished, except, yeah, we can do another thing, another annotation. I'll copy this one. XY is a little bit further down now, so I will pick 12, 9. And then it will come into the end here. And what I want to do is I want to change it even smaller. And I want to describe the data a little bit. So data covers years 2007 to 2016. Yes. Kind of like this. Let me see the end result now. So if I can open this in Villain Finder, and you can see this is what we started with. This is what we ended with. You can see the difference. So what do we have? We have a descriptive title. We have used colors sparingly. We have used contrast to show that it's Volvo that we're talking about. We have descriptive title. We have descriptive labels. We have changed to percentage. We have moved it to become a horizontal bar chart. We've done annotations to clarify this one, and also annotation here to talk about the data. So in this video, you've seen me working with matplotlib and working with the bar chart and making quite huge transformations, but just following quite simple principles. So these principles you can apply to whatever graphs you want, and you can make it into a very good visualization that will fit your stakeholders. So with this, I would like to thank you for watching this video and hope that you have learned a lot, and see you in the next one. Bye.